If you want to help others by playing their game on YouTube, watch this video.
Being a Let's Player is more than just recording gameplay.
You have to offer good advice.
And entertain as well.
Hello everyone, we're Steel and Teal of Studio Blue.
Subscribe to our channel for more tips and tricks on writing and game development.
Get ready because class is in session. Hello everyone, I'm Steel.
And I'm Teal.
And we're with Studio Blue.
Thank you for joining us for our creative classroom. Today we're doing a classroom on how to be a helpful and entertaining Let's Player. Now this is set up, today's classroom is going to be more of a presentation discussion and not so much a workshop.
Right. Hello Toasty, welcome to the stream, little man. It's good to see you. Actually, I shouldn't say that. Young man, because you are our buddy. So Teal and I decided to do this because we wanted to kind of go off of our own experiences. For about 2 to 3 years we were Let's Players, and a lot of them are cropping up now. Human actually has a beta test server, which is a fantastic server. Our boy Toasty in the audience right there has become an amazing Let's Player, but we want to go ahead and impart some wisdom on how to kind of ramp it up to where you're both helpful and entertaining at the same time. So I guess we were just going to jump in.
So let's just jump on in.
Yeah. Feel free at any point, guys, to ask any questions or interject your own points. Teal and I were pulling off of experience and our knowledge of what works in the Let's Play community, but we're by no means saying this is the only way to do things. All right, you ready, honey?
Let's go.
It won't let me click the butt.
Oh,
there's the button.
Come on, click the button.
There it is.
Okay. So the purpose of our workshop today is to give you the tools to be a more helpful and entertaining Let's Player.
Interactive discussion all the way. So if anyone's watching, whether it be the Toast Man or someone else, please feel free to jump out, throw any comment you want. We got you. All right, let's do this.
Yeah, we're watching chat, so don't worry, guys.
Yes.
We got you covered.
We will be going through a bunch of these points quite slowly, so that we understand, because it's a lot of information to take in. All right, here we go.
Sure. Advanced slide. Okay.
Hey, Reverie, welcome to the stream.
Welcome, Reverie. All right, so let's get into it. The basics. Let's go over the basics first for critiquing.
Yes.
Okay, first and foremost, you do want to create a relatable persona. Cannot stress this enough.
Right.
You have got to be someone that people want to watch.
Yes. Hey, Gryphon, welcome to the stream. And yes, people can absolutely learn more about the art of critiquing now. Just to make sure we're all on the same page here, we're not actually going to teach you how to critique a game. We've done a podcast on that, and we'll probably do another classroom on the art of critiquing.
Right.
This is how to actually apply those skills to be a good Let's Player or beta tester or whatever you want to call yourself, first impressioner, etc. And I want to talk about that persona. That's so important. It's not just an entertaining persona, but it's a relatable one. And that's a lot of people who go out of the starting gate as Let's Players miss that point, and it's very hard to recover from.
Yes, it is.
You have to be relatable. If your audience cannot relate to you, you could give the best criticism in the world, regardless of its degree of harshness or criticality or how positive you are. If the audience can't relate to you on any kind of level, then you're going to lose out your audience. Teal and I have developed our personas as being experts in the industry, as well as teachers, mentors. And that's how we relate to you all. You all, even though you're our friends, you're our students. Other people come down to more of a chill level. Let's talk about Hawk Zombie, for example. He's very much the guy you just sit on the couch with and talk about the game you're playing. Then you have Drifty and T, Neo Soul Gamer. Those come across as very expertise. We're going to give you an opinion on how to improve. So you have to create a persona. And we could probably go on all night talking about different types of personas. Teal, do you want to add anything on persona creation or generation?
Well, persona is not just what you're focusing on, but it's how you present yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you can be cheerful, or you can be angry, like Angry Joe.
Right.
But as long as it is a consistent persona, okay, right, that means you don't break it ever. Whatever you decide to be, that is who you are.
Right.
Let's move on to the next point.
Okay.
You need to know your critical and your entertainment values.
Hey, Tom, welcome to the stream. We're doing a creator classroom on how to be a helpful and entertaining YouTuber. I'm sorry, Let's Player.
Let's Player, that's right.
Yeah, let me also put that as a preference for anyone who just joined us. We're not going to teach you how to be successful on YouTube. That is way outside the scope of this. We're just going to assume you're going to go on something like the YouTube or Vimeo platform. All right, please continue, my love. We're talking about values.
Right, your the values, both critical and entertainment.
Right.
Everything that you do on your Let's Play must add to those two values.
Right. Now, when we say know your critical entertainment values, this is where we're going to have to kind of pause the slides for a bit and just talk.
Let's just talk about it for a bit.
Because those are two very separate things that are interlocking in being a Let's Player. The first one is your critical value. What are you bringing to the table? And you're going to get a little bit down the line. We go to one of the later slides. We're going to talk about things you can focus on. But you need to take that to the highest possible level. Take like a sheet of paper and write down what your skill sets are in relation to video games. And what you can bring to the table, what you can focus on. Are you looking at it through the eyes of a player who wants the game that they play to be the most fun? Are you looking at it through the eyes of an industry expert, someone who's been in the industry? Are you looking at it as someone who has been part of a parallel industry? Have you played professionally for many years? So for example, a esports pro would approach Let's Playing other games very differently than someone who casually just plays Hearthstone.
Right.
So that's your critical value. What do you bring to the Let's Play table that makes other people want to watch you? Then there's your entertainment value. Do you want to jump in there, or do you want me to keep going, honey?
Oh, the entertainment value is simply how entertaining are you to your audience?
Right.
Okay. How entertaining, how fun, how quirky your Let's Play video is.
Exactly. Teal mentioned Angry Joe. His entertainment value is his rants. He starts off relatively normally as he brings up a video game, and then he just kind of loses his shit over the negative points. Another good, I think Angry Video Game Nerd is very similar. He'll start off and then he'll just kind of crescendo into a rant. Hello, Sim Pros, welcome to the stream. Hey, good to see you. And Tom, yes, so semi-decently, hey, if you can play games, if you can play a video game, you can be a video game Let's Player.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Other entertainment values, there are some people who create small skits based off of what they're playing. So they'll do something and then it'll segue over to some hand-drawn art or something they did in Adobe After Effects.
Yes.
So that's your entertainment value. So you have to do that. What Teal and I did when we first started designing the Studio Blue Let's Play team, long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Yeah.
We sat down with a piece of paper and we said, okay, so here's what we can bring as critiquers. And here's what we can bring as entertainers. And if you watch our first videos, it's very clumsy.
Yeah, we try.
Oh, thank you. It's Damian. Thank you for the sub. Let's see what he says. You gonna say something?
Yo, sub anniversary. Time to share while I lurk and get work done at work. KEXD.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the anniversary, my man. 5 months. I think that's as long as we've been streaming, honey.
I think so. Yeah.
All right. And Simpros does say I critique pretty well. Actually, playing games, it depends on the game. Exactly. You don't have to be good at the game in order to critique it. It helps. It really does. As our friend Cheeb says, get good.
Yeah, get good.
But back to that, we listed down what we could do. And if you watch our first couple of videos, it's very clunky. It takes us about a good 2 to 3 months to really kind of cut our teeth on how we were interacting with our banter, and look at us now. So, anywho, that's why those two things are needed.
Yeah, you just have to know what value you bring to the table, but it's both critiquing and entertaining.
Right. Well, and also, to Tom and anyone else who's like, well, I'm not really good at critiquing. Well, first off, you don't have to be good at critiquing to be a Let's Player. You just have to offer your opinion, because we're going to get to in a second different types of videos you can make. And also, this is not live streaming. That's going to be a separate video, although the two skills are very similar. All right, shall we continue, honey?
Yes, let's continue. Next slide. All right, you need to find your niche. All right. What type of games do you like to play?
Right.
First-person shooter or JRPG, visual novel.
Mm-hmm.
Pick your game genre. What are you going to focus in on? Do you like to play horror games?
Right.
Do you like to play romance games? So,
epic adventure.
Epic adventure.
Right.
And your engine, RPG Maker. There's some people who only play RPG Maker games. That's it.
That's it.
Some people only play AAA games. That's it. Some people only play games developed on Unity.
Right. Some people only play games that are from the Super Nintendo Genesis 16-bit era.
Yes.
We have a friend who literally will only stream stuff from the 16-bit era, and that's fine. What you need to do is you need to find your niche, and that's going to be where you're like, hey, I am good at these type of games. I enjoy these type of games. Therefore, when I make videos, that passion will show. The worst thing in the world, and I truly mean this, do not make a video about a type of game you could not enjoy. Even if the game itself is bad on a critical level where you need to beat it up in order to fix it, if it's the kind of game you would never play, you're not going to enjoy it, and it's going to come through.
Yeah.
And people are going to be like, wow, he didn't seem to really like that. And they're going to click off and go watch something else. Okay.
Also, find your critique focus. Are you story people?
Right.
Like Seal and I are.
Right.
Focus on mechanics.
Mm-hmm.
Balancing. Overall holistic. Overall picture.
Right.
What will be your focus?
Now, one of the reasons why Teal and I got out of doing Let's Plays, other than the amount of work, was also because we were kind of getting boxed into the story character aspects of things. Now that we're doing live streams and the critical plays, we're able to be more holistic, which is what we feel we can be the most value to. Is, now Teal and I are looking at balancing when we do these critical plays, balancing story, characters, writing, dialogue, map making, all those things that when you're doing a 1 to 2 hour video, you kind of don't get a chance to push. So that's another thing to consider also when you go, hey, I want to do this. Also look at whether or not the offline video is going to be enough time for you to do what you want to do. That may lead you over to being a live streamer, which we will cover that eventually. But there are people out there who have come great lengths. Have done great strides.
Yes.
On being just one little focus.
Right.
Some people do Drifty and T are amazing at mechanics. You want to have whether or not the systems of your game work properly. Those two can it in a heartbeat. Balancing as well. Hawk will tell you whether or not it's fun. He will look you in the eye and say, boy, I'm not enjoying this at all. And he's good at writing too, being an author himself. So pick a person, or just like as you would pick a person to review a certain part of your game, you want to be that person someone comes to for that certain focus and that certain niche.
Right, exactly it. You want to be the go-to guy.
That's right. All right, moving on.
Right, next slide.
All
right, let's talk about first impressions
versus
long play videos versus your just general Let's Play videos. Those are three different things.
And what you decide to do is going to determine how you go about doing it. Your first impressions, obviously, that is where you're playing the game cold. It's a blind playthrough.
Yes, it is.
You have absolutely no foreknowledge of how the game goes. You're turning it on for the first time, and what you record is your genuine, the Chuloff effect reaction
Yes.
to that game. And those are good, and they have their own value because with a first impression video, they're seeing both the person who created the game and your general audience, how you really feel about something.
Right.
And you know what seeing it for the first time does to the problem with it is there's a lack of preparedness. You may go off on a tangent or analyze something that may not actually need analysis because you're hitting it at the moment. So it has its pluses and its minuses. You want to talk about generals or long plays, honey, or you want me to keep going?
Well, I can pick up your long play.
Go for it.
Long play is when you're going to play through the whole game.
Right. Right.
You don't stop until you're done.
Right. This one can be on a first impression blind level or not. It doesn't matter. But what you're doing is you're taking the game, putting it into digestible chunks, and you're making sure everyone sees every single aspect of it. This is something that streamers do a lot of. In fact, that's what our critical plays are. Our critical plays are long plays. So the advantage of a long play is the person who you're analyzing or let's playing the game, they're going to get from start to finish your thoughts. The viewers you get, the general audience, they're going to be entertained about this from start to finish.
Right.
The negative is it's a huge time sink.
It is a
commitment.
Big commitment.
Yeah, commitment. It's a huge time commitment.
And then the general Let's Play videos. Why don't you go over that, Steel?
Sure. So a general Let's Play is just a general category. That is just where you're playing a game, usually not blind. It's not a first impression. Either you have some advanced knowledge of the game, or like how Teal and I would do for our Let's Play videos, we would do a quick screening of it to get a general idea, and then have the details come and hit us first impression style.
Right.
So general Let's Play is sort of a catch-all term. A lot of people who do these Let's Play videos will have already played the game and are now recording themselves playing it because when they played it the first time, they had really enjoyed it, but they found there are certain things they wanted to talk about. General Let's Play videos also are the best at chopping up into the bite-sized chunks that are needed for review videos when the game is being looked at as a whole, because the person who's playing it knows the highlights to look for.
Right.
For example, if I was going to do a general Let's Play of Final Fantasy VII Remake, I would focus on making sure I had really good moments during like the Airbuster battle, during the battle at the plates for Sector 7, etc., so that when I created that all-important review video later on, I would have some really good highlights. A first impressioner is not going to know whether or not something looks great or whether he derps off the cliff.
Right. So that's the three different ways you can approach your Let's Plays.
And you, as the Let's Player, you want to pick, along with the stuff in the previous slide, I'm going to switch back over to that real quick.
Yeah, just back over there.
You want to look at things like your niche, your critique focus, and what type of video you're going to make. Those three things are so important.
Yes.
Because
if you're going to do first impressions, then don't start cranking out long plays.
No, don't.
You'll confuse your audience.
Right. And that's another thing. It's audience expectation. Again, we're not trying to tell you how to be successful YouTubers, but video making one-on-one, be consistent.
Yep.
All right.
Oh, and the last thing is you need to have a investment in your studio equipment software.
So much.
That's just can't think of the word.
It's one of those obvious yet overlooked things.
Yeah.
People think that they're going to be, good at Let's Playing, and they have a crappy headset mic, and they just turn it on and start doing it. Now, I don't want to take away, and neither does Teal, from people's enthusiasm. There are people in our community, some on the Studio Blue server, who are really passionate about what they do, and we believe in them, and we want them to follow their dream. However, here's the rub, and this is where we have to take a step back from how much we love you guys and be critical. If your equipment is bad, if the computer you're running the game on is too slow, if the mic is low quality, if the music and your voice bleed into it, if all those things happen, you could give the best Let's Play in the world with the best critical feedback for the developer, and no one's going to listen to it. So, absolutely 100% Toasty. That is absolutely true. People will forgive bad video over bad audio. Point of order here. I actually have been busting my ass off trying to perfect our audio recently because I want our audio to be the best it can be for the very reason Toasty just mentioned.
Yeah.
If the Studio Blue video goes, that's a technical term, by the way, people will forgive that. But if our audio sucks ass, we are much more likely going to lose people. Yeah. So all of that's needed. Shall we move on?
Let's move on.
All right.
All right, so let's talk about best practices for your critiquing.
Exactly.
All right. The first 10 minutes of your gameplay.
So critical.
You want to focus on the hook.
Yes. And
that's what you're looking for.
Because as Teal and I have said pretty much since the beginning of Studio Blue, you have 10 minutes to hook your player. You have 10 minutes to get them to say, yes, I want to play this game. So you as the Let's Player, that first 10 minutes of gameplay, you're focusing on
the hook.
Are you hooked?
Yep.
Would you continue playing this game if you weren't making a video?
Oh.
And it's okay.
Go ahead.
It's okay if your video goes over 10 minutes.
Oh, that's not what we're talking about.
Right.
We are just talking about the gameplay. You're sitting there playing that game.
Right.
10 minutes of the game.
Right. So if that takes you 20 minutes to get through because you're stopping every 30 seconds to give great feedback, and it is valuable feedback, so be it.
Exactly.
But that first 10 minutes is that critical moment from the moment you hit new game or start or whatever. Are you hooked?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then the next 30 minutes of the gameplay, you want to focus on what we call player retention.
Right.
I want to go more into that, Steel.
Of course. So the hook is what pulls them in. The hook in the mouth. The player retention, you've got their attention. Now, are you going to keep it? And that's things like making sure the protagonist is relatable, that there's a strong stake that will make the protagonist and any antagonists with them continue along the journey, whatever it may be. That there is a compelling story movement, a beat that pushes the story forward outside of that initial rush. Final Fantasy IV is a great example on both. The first 10 minutes you're hooked because you're playing Dark Knight Cecil, and you don't really play them that much. You play Dark Knight Cecil as he utterly wallops and destroys, I think it's one of the cities, Mystia, one of the magic cities. He blows it up. So he's the Dark Knight bad guy. And then within 30 minutes, you and Kain have been basically banished, exiled from Baron by the king, and are being sent on a dungeon to go deliver what we all know is the bomb, the Mist. So the hook was already there. Holy shit, why am I the bad guy? This is cool. Okay. And then 30 minutes. Well, I'm a bad guy with a conscience, and me and my best friend have been basically exiled by our king. Okay, I'm retained. And then...
Yep. And you want to focus on that first hour of gameplay. Okay? You want to focus on the story direction.
Right.
If the story is not going anywhere fast in that first hour,
you're done.
It's done.
Yeah.
The game has got to have a story.
Yeah, again, calling back to Final Fantasy IV, within that first hour, you have gone through the Mist Cave. You've killed the Mist Dragon, which, spoiler alert, kills Rydia's mother. Go into the city of Mist, the town of Mist, where all the summoners are. Nuke them. And then deal with baby Rydia. Little child Rydia.
Child Rydia.
This is, of course, after Cecil and Kain, after realizing what they have done, decide we have to now go against Baron. We have to dethrone our king and save our kingdom. Let's go other places and do that. Hey, Bubba Hotep, welcome to the streams. Good to see you, man. So that first hour, that first 10 minutes, you're hooked. Holy shit, I'm the bad guy. That next 30 minutes, you're retained. I'm the bad guy with a conscience. What's going to happen? And then that first hour, okay, I have to now go and stop the kingdom that I've always been a part of that has now become evil. So that's all the stuff that you as a Let's Player need to focus on.
Yes.
Does that first 10 minutes hook you? Does that next 30 minutes, the first 30 minutes, does that retain the attention that was hooked? And that first hour, does it give you a visible direction that even if there's huge plot twists, please let there be plot twists, that you have an idea where you can go to, you know what to expect from the experience.
Right.
All right.
All right. Next slide, please.
Sure, for sure.
Okay, so your ideal Let's Play videos should be between 1 to 2 hours long.
Yes.
If you're going to be doing a long play, then 2 hours is okay.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's simply because you're going to be doing that for the long haul. So a longer video is okay.
Especially for that first long play video. So again, going back to Final Fantasy IV, why not? If you were going to do a Let's Play of Final Fantasy IV, you want to have that first video be about 2 hours after you've edited. It's finished runtime, not raw runtime. And then afterwards, 1 to 2 hours, 2 hours preferred for your long play. It's just because people want to feel like they're getting something out of it. You as a player may only have 10 minutes to be hooked, but the developer wants to know, hey, if I jump that hook barrier, if I get over that hook barrier, do I keep them? So a 10-minute Let's Play is not going to help anyone.
No, it's not.
Unless
your game is under 1 hour.
Right.
If the game you're playing is technically start to finish less than an hour, then as a Let's Player, just focus on the hook.
Right. Right. Because let's say it's a short game jam game, for example. Those are primarily about 30 minutes in length, give or take. Just focus on the hook as a Let's Player. Am I hooked in? Now, I'm not talking about the mechanics and everything else you would do if you were qualifying, judging, or Let's Playing a game jam game. I'm just talking about all the stuff we just talked about right here. You want to have that main focus be on the hook if it's a really short game. Because you have an hour, it's over with. We don't have to worry about long-term player retention or story direction. Still want to have a good story and good characters, of course. So, yeah.
Yep.
Anything to add there, honey?
Well, just wanted to say that it's pretty much best practice to have your video, your Let's Play video, be between 1 and 2 hours long, because that's the attention span of your audience.
Right.
People get tired. If it's a long video, they're more likely to either skip around or just click off of it if it's too long.
Exactly.
So, but folks want to see, okay, what's the point? What are we doing here?
Right. And the developer wants to see what information they can glean from your Let's Play video that can make their game the best it can be. Now, please understand we're talking about a Let's Play video you record offline and then edit, which we will get into editing later. We're not talking about a VOD. A video on demand, like from Twitch or whatnot, is just a raw highlight. That's totally different and outside the scope of this creator classroom. Hey, Philip, welcome to the stream. It's great to finally see you, man. I'm glad you were able to make it to the stream and our Discord server. He says, great point for game developers. Think about how the game will cross across. Exactly. The game developers should do that too. When a game developer is getting ready to send his game out to Let's Players, the game developer should probably think about how that game will come across. Yeah. And you don't want to prep your Let's Player too much, but you want to give your Let's Player a heads up if there's things like flashing lights that, in fact, there was a game that Teal and I actually had to turn down completely. It looked like an amazing game, but it was triggering headaches because of the flashing lights, the strobe effects. So make sure that's the kind of stuff you absolutely want to heads that stuff up. And hello, Delic. Welcome to the stream. Anything else before we move on, babe?
No, I think that's it.
All right.
For this one. Keep on going. Next slide. All right. Let's talk about the entertainment value.
Oh, yeah.
Here are your basics. You know, we talked about that persona.
Yes.
Your persona should be sustainable and natural.
Exactly. And we're going to make a few notes on this. We took down some notes. They're not on the slides. They're on my notebook. Most people's online personas are just exaggerations of their real selves. Teal and I, our anime avatars aside, our personas are just ramped up versions of Teal and I, the real person, offline. Again, let's look at other people within the RPG Maker community. Drifty and T, those are their persona. But their selves ramped up. Toasty really has bread on his face. This is absolutely how it works. But those people, Hawk, god damn it, we always talk about him. Hawkman, he himself, that is his persona ramped up. But then you have people who have legitimate character personas, and not all of them are video game Let's Players, but a lot of video game reviewers. Angry Joe, for example, we keep coming back to him because he's a fantastic example. That is his persona, and it's a sustainable one that appears natural. You could say, hey, this is who he really is. He's just gets mad at bad games. The Spiffing Brit. That's a fantastic example for a persona. He's a British guy who's very sarcastic and cynical and loves to break games and drink his tea.
Yes.
But it feels natural when you watch the Spiffing Brit. You never feel like he's going to break his character.
And that's what we mean by sustainable.
Yes.
It means to stay in the character of your persona.
Whole time.
At all times.
Whole time.
Yeah.
Yes, the Spiffing Brit. The Spiffing Brit is amazing. If you have not watched him, watch him. He does exploit videos. He's also what got Teal into Yorkshire tea.
Yes, I actually bought some Yorkshire tea because of him.
Yes. Gryphon, we are all croutons.
All of us.
We are all croutons. So before we move on, let me also go into character acting. Okay? You can take it to the nth level. Let's say you want to be the game Crypt Keeper and speak like the Crypt Keeper. Let's say you want to be like, the Undertaker of the games, and you talk like the Undertaker from the WWE, and you bury bad games with your shovel so that it can rest in peace. Whatever. As long as you can sustain that and it feels natural and not forced, feel free to do it.
Yeah.
But if you have to strain to continue it, if you're constantly in and out, in and out, in and out of character, then that's not a good persona. Oh, absolutely grab a cup of tea. I never forget the tea, Bubba Hotep.
Never forget the tea.
Never. So, please continue.
All right. The biggest asset that you have in these videos is your voice.
Straight up.
You want to use your voice effectively.
Yes.
So that means practicing your projection, your enunciation of your words, proper pronunciation of words.
Yes.
Your vocal inflection. There's nothing worse than a monotone. Bueller.
Hello, my name is
Bueller. And vocal pacing. What we call speed.
You realize
you
now
don't want to talk too fast. I'm doing this and it goes over here and it goes over there. Oh yeah, and this. Or you can talk like this.
Yeah.
And put your audience to sleep.
So seriously, I do want to mention. I want to go over these, if I may.
Yes. Go ahead.
So projection, the best way to learn that is to learn to speak from your diaphragm. That is something that Teal and I picked up back in theater.
Yes.
You definitely want to work on that. So Google some exercises on breathing and speaking from your diaphragm and do that, please. All the time. Once you get used to doing it, you'll find that you're projecting your voice without harming your throat. You'll also find that you're able to sustain a higher volume longer. You always want to be louder during either a taped or live broadcast than you are in real life. Like, for example, I actually don't talk this loudly in real life. Neither does Teal.
No. Not even.
Teal's actually very soft-spoken. And even with her dentures, she's pushing herself. That's projection from the diaphragm. Sorry, knocked the table. Enunciation is different from pronunciation. Enunciation is making sure you move your mouth enough so that the words, the syllables, the sound that's come out are formed properly. While pronunciation is making sure that you pronounce the syllables as they are intended properly. Like me, always mispronouncing Boo Hotep as Bubba Hotep, because I'm an idiot. Vocal inflection, very important. I was trying to make a comment, and sorry for trying to interrupt you, honey, but now I want to see Ben Stein do a Let's Play video. I
yes.
really do. I truly do, with all my heart. I don't know why that would be the greatest thing ever, but you have to have vocal inflection. You know, and it's called vocal cadence, so we could probably do a video just on that. That'll probably be a short form.
That'd be a short video.
Yeah, because when I talk, I always have a vocal inflection, especially when I'm doing the introductions to my videos. And when we do let's do the intro. Hello, everyone. I'm Steel.
I'm Teal.
And we're with Studio Blue. Did you see how that worked? That was a cadence. There was inflection there. We'll get to chat in a second. And then finally, pacing.
Oh, yes, the pacing.
I do talk too quickly. I have to slow myself down.
He does talk a lot. I'm going to get a sock thrown at me.
Pretty much. At least it'll be a sock I haven't worn yet. Okay. Let's catch up on chat real quick.
Chat is busy practicing their projection and vocal exercises. Uh-huh. Tom and Boo Boo Hotep. I don't know. Boo Boo Hotep just kind of died. Breathe
in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Oh, that's funny. Okay, hold on. Toasty said me, tries to read the dialogue, also me, has a seizure. Alright, Philip asked a legit question. Did you guys use... Okay, most of the time when we did the character voices, we had just an idea, a little bit of an idea, because for most of the Let's Plays, we did a very quick pre-screening to get an idea. But if like later on in the game, beyond our pre-screen time, if there was a character we didn't expect, we kind of pulled from some stock voices that we've been using throughout the years in our quote-unquote roleplay / voice acting / whatever the hell it is we do when we're not on camera. No, I will not, Booba Hotep. I'll just get your name right. Haha. But, like, for example, I'll have the old man voice that'll go a certain way. Teal will have an old man voice that will go a certain way. So that actually mixes into the next point. Go ahead, read that, and then I'll comment more.
Which is do character voices, because people love hearing that. It's fun. It's an element of fun.
It is. All the best Let's Players do some element of voice acting, even if it's minor. I legitimately love watching both Drifty and Hawk stream because they are always doing voices. In fact, what is transcendently beautiful is watching Drifty and his wife T argue over who's going to do the voice next. And Drifty wanting to do the female protagonist voice, even though T's like, I can do it. He's like, no, I got it. They've turned it into a gag. But that's the thing, is they've turned it into their persona.
Yeah.
Their persona is this gentle back and forth arguing that is beautifully done. How much of it is real is irrelevant. They've made it part of the entertainment value. So they do that now with the voices. So let's get back to character voices. Have a stock. Just create a stock. Yeah. Write down like old man, old woman.
Man, little boy.
Yes.
Wife, that sort of thing. Just you want to have just a short repertoire of go-to voices.
Mm-hmm. And that you can switch into one quickly if you don't have anything prepped and a character comes around you don't know what to do with. We've created voices specifically for the Rosenhart sisters. And we have voices that we've created specifically for certain archetypes, like the Cockney Brit.
Right.
Which I keep sliding into. Or the Aussie, which I butcher constantly. And don't even try to get me to do a Scottish accent. But the thing is this. It's funny because they're good stock enough that I'm able to wing it just enough that people go, that's funny. Same thing with Teal. When she hits a voice and she kind of messes up a little bit, It's just funny enough because people know that on a whole, we can voice act.
Oh, yeah. So,
Now, Toasty has asked the most important question in this entire stream.
Yes, and I was looking at that question, and that's just something you're going to have to ask Thrifty and T.
Yeah. But
because I don't know.
I do think she already kind of voice acts a little bit in the videos. Usually it's aka or other baby noises, which are distractingly awesome. So I'm sure at some point she'll just read a line and that'll be the beginning of that.
Boo Boo Hotep, are you okay?
I think Bubba Hotep is trying really hard to project, and it's just not happening. He's projecting into the back of his throat. You know, they have pills for that. Therapy helps too.
Well, you can drink some hot tea.
Yeah, Yorkshire tea. With the slime of culture. Moving on.
Next slide, please. Next slide. All right, let's talk about jokes.
Yeah.
Jokes or I'm laughing too much.
Adobe.
Jokes are okay if they're directed at an actual shortcoming of the game. Jokes are not okay if they're made at the expense of the developer.
Right.
Or if you're making fun of their design choice or their style.
Right.
Jokes. It's a mixed bag of nuts, honestly. You have to be careful about crossing the line and having a joke become offensive.
Right.
You know, it's use your best judgment and always err on the side of caution.
Right.
If you're not sure how well a joke will be received, just don't say it.
Yes.
And
obviously avoid jokes that are off color.
Well, yeah. I mean, be professional.
Yes.
You don't want to have off color jokes or joking about sensitive topics or
we're dancing all around it. Don't make jokes that are things like racist, sexist, homophobic, things that actually can just come across as more tasteless than funny. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah. But it's okay if you tell a joke that's slightly dirty. Teal and I make dirty jokes all the time. It's okay. Especially if it adds value to what you're doing. Like when we're watching Dragon Quest XI and Serena's hardly wearing any clothes and we make a naughty joke. That's funny. But if you notice when you watch, that is hilarious. Toasty summoned Yorkshire Pud.
Yes.
That
Toasty
is
summoned
amazing.
Yorkshire pudding.
Welcome to the stream, Yorkshire. Toasty summoned you. It's official. So anyway, let's go back to the jokes. When Teal and I make jokes, we always try to make it be about the shortcomings of the game. That means, like, if something happens in the game that we go, well, that's a dumb, we will make a joke about it in order to poke the fun at it. What we don't do, what we try to never do, is joke about the developer themselves. Tell a joke at the developer's expense. We may criticize the developer, but that's different than making fun of them.
Yeah.
And the design choices of the game, too, we try not to make fun of those. We may criticize them. Actually, we will criticize them, but we don't make fun of or insult that. So that's, you know, and I mean, obviously everyone has different brands of humor, and some people are going to go, oh my God, you guys are being way too sensitive. But the reality is this: if you alienate your audience, especially the person who you are trying to help by doing a let's play of their game, your video has failed. And it's hard to say that because I want all of you all to be happy and succeed. But think about it for just 1 second. If you make a person comes to you and says, please play my game, please do a let's play, and you do it, and you make them not want to watch your video, what was the point?
Yeah.
What was the point?
Yeah.
Any let's player, and that is something that Teal and I have always believed in, and we don't call or single people out, but any let's player that makes the person watching the video feel bad about asking that person to play their game is not doing it right.
Nope.
Okay. Speaking of side tangents.
And this one is for Steel. Avoid long side tangents.
I'm so bad at this.
Because, yes, you will not only lose your audience engagement, but you're going to probably annoy the developer who's asking you for your feedback,
Yes.
you go off on side tangents and the developer is going, what does this have to do with anything?
Right.
I don't understand.
Yeah.
Not good.
Not good. And we have seen and had it. I have done this. I have committed this sin on our Let's Plays. I have committed this sin on our live stream. And I have seen it done by people who have played our game and others. Where I have sat back with Teal and gone, that person's taking way too long to get to the point. That side tangent has its own side tangent. And while short side tangents are fun, long ones do all the stuff Teal just said, and I just did it again, so I'm gonna shut up.
Yeah. So let's move on from the side tangent.
Hi.
Audience engagement.
Totally.
Solicit your viewer input. Ask them questions. Direct them to the comment section. When they type in their comments, respond to their comments.
Hey, Drifty, welcome to the stream, man. It's going great. Going great.
People, may I interject?
Go ahead, honey.
People love it when a developer, Let's Player, whoever,
Right.
responds to their comment.
Totally.
It's a warm fuzzy. So that gives you even more credence for being an engaging Let's Player. So that audience engagement on and offline, very important.
Yes, absolutely. There are people who build entire careers around just the audience engagement. They'll post videos and then they'll engage their audience and it shoots them up popularity. Now, again, this is not about how to be successful.
No.
This is just how to be helpful.
This is just the basics.
Right.
For entertaining and engaging your audience.
Right. And it's very important. And make sure you ask for those comments. Like you notice, we have the slimes for like, subscribe, and notification. There is a slime forthcoming to talk about engagement in the comment section, because not only does it help the algorithm, that's a little bit of marketing help there, but it also helps the developer. You do a Let's Play on someone's game, and other people start to comment their opinions on it. The developer gets even more information that they can use to make their game even better.
Right.
And then if you, as the Let's Player, comment on those other people's comments through the reply function, then the person who's developing, the developer, will go, wow, dialogue starts, discussion starts, and whenever there's discussion, there's improvement.
And you're also seen as someone who cares.
Yes.
So do it.
At the end of the day, if you're making these Let's Play videos for people, you're doing it because you want them to improve.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, next slide.
Moving on.
All right, here's some pitfalls.
Please.
First and foremost, please, don't just turn on your recording equipment and just start doing it. Have a plan.
Have a plan. Yes, as chat says, Philip says, and the comments also help pull people in to watch the video. Absolutely.
Yes. Yes, it does.
It both helps with the YouTube algorithm, which of course helps, get exposure so people can say, hey, here's some good way to help a person with their game. Also, it elicits more conversation in general. It's just good. And then Toasty brings up the fantastic point of making a Discord server. Absolutely. Building a community, which is probably something we can do a creator classroom on, is essential if you're going to be known as someone who is helping others do better at a thing. And then cute mascots, yes, Yorkshire.
Hey, slimes are awesome. Yes, first plan. Have a plan.
Interestingly enough, and I don't know if everyone on stream has heard this, the Studio Blue slime was made by, it was by accident that it became our mascot. I randomly put it on Teal's shoulder on one of our pictures and people loved it. So I was like, okay, this is a thing now.
Well, everybody knows I love slime.
Absolutely.
So, yes, as I was saying, have a plan before you start.
Please do.
When you're recording, we learned this. When you're recording, don't just record on one track.
Please don't.
You must record your voice and your game audio on separate tracks.
The very first time Teal and I ever recorded anything for Miaca and for Project Wipe and Land of the Fish 2, I think, those first 3 or so games.
Yeah.
We recorded the games and the voice on the same track, and one of them we had to record all over again.
Yes.
Because the volume was too high. If they're on separate tracks, you can elevate one, EQ it, you can lower the other one, you can do whatever you... Audio software is a wonderful, wonderful thing.
Yes, it is.
It also helps, of course, if you have an audio mixer, like I believe Driftwood Gaming has that, Drifty&T have that. However, not everyone can afford it, so at least use your software to record on multiple tracks. Do yourself a favor. That stuff just becomes a thing.
Yeah, Toasty. Yeah, OBS does have 2 tracks.
It does. It does. We're going to get to our recommendations later on, but that's good to at least have that.
Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about the overt, sustained negativity. Don't do it.
Don't.
Okay? Nobody likes the bashing.
Now, this is not the same as roasting.
Roasting is different.
Right. If you are
cultivating a persona of roasting, and that's your niche, and that's what you're doing, then do it.
Please do.
What we're talking about is bashing, mocking, making fun of the whole thing from start to finish. That is not helpful to the developer, and it is not fun for the audience to watch.
Right. And if you have an audience that enjoys watching you bashing, well, I'm not going to say negative. Moss said if you ain't got something nice to say, don't say it at all. The reality is this. When someone gives you a game and says, please play my game, that what they want you to do is to critically analyze it and tell them where it doesn't work. What they don't want you to do is to rip it apart and make them regret that they even worked on it.
Yeah.
Now, it is true some people are sensitive. We respect that. It is what it is. Sometimes you're going to say something that's genuinely critical in a critiquing way, and they're going to take it the wrong way. You have no control over that. But what you have control over is whether or not you have overt, sustained negativity. And what that means is literally just ripping something apart and keep tearing it apart. It does no one any good if you tear something down. That does not help anyone. It especially doesn't help the developer. Tom says, how would you do the music? Would you put your own background music or use the game's music? I'm not sure what you mean, Tom. If you're talking about tracks, you can add in music afterwards. I'm not sure, Tom. I apologize. I don't understand your question. Oh, and Toasty's here for our music. Our music is a separate track. Yeah, the music you're hearing in the background, that's just a separate track playing in the background that I have on loop. I think it's like an hour long. Anyway, please continue.
Okay. On the opposite side, you don't want to have unrestrained positivity. What we mean by that is basically what we used to call love letters.
Right.
Oh, this is great. Oh, I love this. Oh, this is so awesome. Oh, there's nothing wrong with this at all. It's just totally awesome. That doesn't help.
Not at all. Not at all.
You're there to critique.
Right.
You're there to offer constructive feedback.
Exactly.
You're not there to gush. And that brings me to the next point. No fanboying. Please.
If you are a huge fan of the game, and there is nothing wrong with that. Teal and I have played Let's Play games. We've played Let's Play games in the RPG Maker community that we have legit lost our shit over. But we kept it inside until after the stream was over, and then we either told the dev or we gooshed to each other when, holy shit, that was amazing.
Yeah.
Because what happens is this. One, it looks like you're playing favorites. That's never a positive.
No, that's not a good thing.
That's never a good thing. Second, it gives the developer the unfortunate, it's just natural. People are going to think, hey, this game is great, it has no problems. You never want a developer to think that they can sit on their laurels. Yes, there's a point where every developer has to just press the button and make their game go gold and move on to the next project. But what you don't want the developer to do is think their game is flawless. There is no such thing as a flawless game. Except for Adventure 2600.
Let me say that again. There's no such thing as a flawless game.
Right. At all. So Tom asked the question, in the Let's Play video, would you keep the game music on? Yes. So in the Let's Play video, we would use the music track of the game, and that would be a track, and then our voices would be a different track. So, and Toasty mentioned Da Vinci, which is hilarious. Toasty gets a secret slime bonus point that no one else gets. Shall we move on?
Let's move on.
All right.
All right. Another pitfall, harping on a point.
Which I am guilty of.
And that's a steal thing.
Yeah.
You want to ideally spend 1 minute per point, and up to 2 minutes if you have an anecdote or a relevant story that expands on that point. If you're repeating a point that you've already visited, 10 seconds or less.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Hey, Padre81, welcome to the stream, my man. It's good to see you. So,
but again, you want to keep it concise, what we call short, sweet, to the point.
yes.
Harping on a point is a big turnoff.
Especially if it's the third or fourth time. And again, I am guilty. I used to do this a lot during our RPG Maker Let's Plays. I've since pulled back on it because I realized it was very destructive behavior. So I can tell you firsthand, not only does it make you look like you are less professional than you actually are, not only does it make you look like you're less qualified than you actually are, but it actually has people less likely to listen to you when you actually offer real constructive criticism. Now, you can bounce back from it. Obviously, I have. But if you're known as a person who harps on a point consistently, constantly, and irrevocably, then that's a hard thing to catch. It's a hard thing to beat back.
Yeah, because you get a reputation for that. People stop asking you to play the games.
Yeah, I was very unfair to a couple of games of ours that we Let's Played. I've since apologized to the developers privately, but the reality is I kind of made a mistake. Actually, I did make a mistake. Speaking of bad things to never do.
Right. Arguing with the developer.
Don't do it. Just do not. And I say this from the standpoint of someone who has had developers that we have done Let's Play videos on call us out and attack us on forums and our own comments section, and have invited their friends to attack us on our own comment section. Just don't do it. If a developer rebuttals you, if a developer says something like, hey, I need you to clarify this, then that's fine. Please clarify, have a dialogue. If the developer says, well, this here, you said this doesn't work, but what about in the context of this and this? That's fine. Dialogue and discuss until the sun goes into a red dwarf. I don't care, whatever it's going to do. Like literally until the end of time. Don't argue with them. If the developer rebuttals you and says, well, you know what, you're not right, you don't understand my vision, just, hey, I've given you the feedback I've given you, and walk away. That's not a fight you can win. It's not a fight you want to fight.
Look, let me just interject. Some developers don't like what you have to say.
No, they don't.
And that's fine. At the end of the day, you've done what they asked you to do, and it's time to move on. In the discussion, as Steele said, you're not going to win this, so don't even get into it.
Drifty hit it a nail on the head. Don't feed the trolls.
Yep,
exactly.
That's it. Don't feed the trolls.
Don't feed the trolls. I won't go into any more on this. I'll just say that they will beg you to feed them. I will just say that if you see something and you have to wonder if it's a bad idea to respond to it, don't respond to it. I'm sorry, Teal.
I want to move on. Okay. Quitting the game before the 1 hour mark. That is really unprofessional.
Yes.
You have been asked to critique somebody's game. Give it an hour.
Yeah.
And that means in-game time, an hour.
Right. Give them the courtesy of at least looking at it. Now, that doesn't mean if the game's too buggy. If the game's too buggy and it keeps crashing or it's missing materials, if it's unplayable, that's different.
That's a different ball of wax. That's understandable when you have to stop playing a game at that point. But We're talking about a game that it plays pretty well.
Right.
Doesn't have the bugs and glitches. You can play that game for an hour.
Right. If it's obviously a game that someone made to troll you, and we've been trolled by games before, haven't we, Teal?
Yes, give me the Wonder Samurai with the ninja squirrels.
With the ninja squirrels, right.
I'll never forget that game.
That one, and I think Driftwood Gaming's Quest for Pizza, obviously being trolled. That he played, not that he made. When you'll know, so that's different. We're talking about it's a game that someone put their heart and soul into, and for whatever reason it's pissing you off. Just take a deep breath and get through that hour. Be professional. You are a professional. You got it just fine, Bubba Hotep. You got it. And they'll say, "Trolls regenerate. Thank you."
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Yeah.
And lastly is you want to stick to your release schedule.
Please do.
You want to be regular.
Yes.
And be reliable. If you have to go on a hiatus, let your people know.
Please do.
Let communicate.
Yeah.
Don't just disappear.
No. Even if you're going to be on...
Make announcements. Let people know what's going on.
Right.
If you cannot stick to your schedule for whatever reason.
Right. If you have to go on anything from a medical leave to a sabbatical to just, you need a vacation, just say, hey guys, I'm going to be offline for a week, 2 weeks, a month. It's up to them whether or not they want to say subscribe to you. It's not on you. You've communicated.
Yeah. Just, as I said, communicate and stick to your schedule.
Toasty says, as reviewers, we have an incredible ability to play questionable games to exactly 1 hour. And then in the video, we cry. It's so true.
Yeah, it is true.
Teal and I have played games before, and as soon as we're done, lay the smack down the like button below. I hit the stop button, we look at each other, and we just shook our heads. Multiple games we've done LPs on, and I gotta go, detach from reality.
Yeah.
But
okay.
Be professional.
But always be professional.
Always. Consummate professional.
Shall we continue? Next slide.
Continue.
Yes,
here we go.
Please. The video structure. Okay, this is by no means a complete exhaustive of structure, but this is a pretty good format to follow. Okay,
and it's a suggestion, but go ahead, honey.
All right, so you want to start with a lead in, and it should be around 30 seconds,
right,
or less.
That lead-in can be anything from a highlight clip, what we used to do, like in this episode, and something just crazy happened when then there was a bumper. That's fine for a lead-in. Another fine for a lead-in is having yourself or your digital avatar go, hello, my croutons. In this game, I look at a game that explodes every time I press the Y button. I mean, sorry, Toasty. That's fine too. If you look at a lot of the good professionally made videos, it'll start off with the YouTuber going, in this video, I teach you how to make peach tea. I mean, just whatever.
Right.
And then that's your lead-in. And then after the lead-in?
Then you have your logo.
Right.
And yes, you need a logo.
Yes, you do. You all need logos.
Have to have one nowadays.
I'm looking at every single person in chat. You need a logo.
You need a logo. And 10 seconds max. Okay, logos aren't long.
Yeah,
they aren't movies.
It can be a static image that flashes on the screen and you have like a sound. I don't care. Just something other than poof, and it starts.
Yes.
Remember, this is for a edited offline video that you upload, not for a live stream. Live streams are different altogether. And now Toasty wants the game where you press Y and the game explodes.
But good luck with that, Toasty. After your logo, jump right into your Let's Play.
Yeah, jump on in.
Okay. Without any further ado, get to it.
Within a minute, people need to be seeing the action.
Yes, they do.
Even if the action is the start menu where you're going, hello everyone, I'm Steel.
And I'm Teal.
And we're with Studio Boo.
We're with Studio Boo.
All right. But that has to be within the first minute. That shit has to happen.
Yep. And then do your Let's Play.
Do it.
So do it. Like we said in the previous slides, you want to play that game for at least an hour.
You can do it.
Okay, and yes, you can do this. All right, and then at the end of the video, you want to have a summation.
Yes.
Okay, about 30 seconds to 1 minute, just summarizing what all you found, the good, the bad,
and the slimy.
And the slimy.
We would do that at the end of our videos. Sometimes we go longer because your boy over here rambles, but it would be like, well, that game was pretty good, but you know, blessing that, we would talk a little bit about it, and it would be kind of like I guess a final thoughts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a good summation.
Yep.
Then at the very end, you want to have an outro.
Yes.
And you need one that allows you to add the YouTube card.
Right.
That card is so very, very important.
Yes.
And guys, please understand, this card will only appear for the last 20 seconds of your video. Okay? Not 30, not 40, not a minute.
Right.
20 seconds.
And not 20 seconds and then there's another 30 seconds of animation.
Nope.
So you can't have your ending outro be 60 seconds and expect that card to appear on the first 20 seconds. No. It is the last 20 seconds of the video. Watch any one of our live streams that have been turned into VOD. When that stream ending appears with the music and the blue stuff, that's when it pops up. The reason that card is important is because it allows a person to subscribe to your channel and it allows a person to watch other videos related to the one they just saw that you made. Again, this is not how to be a successful YouTuber, but if you're going to get people to watch your Let's Plays, if you're going to get people to be a part of the engagement that allows you to help developers. Hey! Thank you so much for the follow, Jesus Play YT. Very awesome. Or is it Jesus? I never can tell. YouTube carb op. Yep, totally CJ. 100%.
Yeah, that's it.
Anyway, it's very important.
Yes, it is.
That is as important as the other parts of engagement because it makes people go, oh, okay, this person's a Let's Player. Shit, that wasn't a one-off. That is exactly how we subscribed to Driftwood Gaming when we first found him. Mm-hmm. We watched Destroga, and right after Destroga, a card popped up for another one of his Let's Plays. And we went, let's subscribe.
And we went clicky clicky.
So, do the clicky click.
Okay. Next slide, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Put vids in a playlist, 100%. Yeah, if we ever do a YouTuber,
oh yeah,
we will go over that. Hey, Jesus, is it Jesus? Or, you know what? Hello, Mr. Play YT. How are you doing? The Illuminati is coming.
Okay. You must edit your Let's Play video before you publish to YouTube or elsewhere.
Again, on offline, this has to happen. Please don't post raw. We did it. Mistakes abound.
Yeah. This is not a live stream.
Right.
This is, you're recording this video offline. So, edit it. Please. You want to edit out all the boring parts. Yes, there's boring parts. Your mistakes.
Yes.
Anything that does not add value to your video.
Now, let us clarify.
Strike it.
Go ahead, sweetie.
Nope, I said strike it.
Strike it. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's clarify it. Boring parts are when you, the person, is walking around because you got lost and you don't know exactly where to go and, oh, this is how you get to the dungeon. It's nothing wrong with the game or the design. You just derped. Same thing.
Or boring part is inventory management.
Yes.
Okay.
Right. Building up your weapon cores in Final Fantasy VII Remake. Thank you guys so much for sitting with while I do that stupid shit. Or when Teal forges in Dragon Quest XI.
Yes, when I sit there and forge. Oh my god.
How we don't lose viewers, I'll never know. But all jokes aside, you edit that stuff out. As long as there's no bug in it. So if you were playing Dragon Quest XI for the developers and the fun size forge farted out, you just totally screwed up.
Yeah.
Then you'd keep that in your video. So they would go, oh shit, how come all my perfectionist pearls turned into slime?
Right.
You know, just weird shit like that. Mistakes would also be similar. Like if you accidentally spent an item you weren't supposed to spend and you have to reload a previous save, that kind of thing.
Exactly.
Those are things, don't put those in. They're not bugs in the game. The developer gets no value out of it and the audience gets no value.
Yeah.
So, I mean, honestly, one of the best, watch Markiplier or Jacksepticeye. their videos are very well edited. For all the boring shit, so you just see the highlights. It's a highlight reel. Also, let's talk about goof ups.
Okay, so bloopers are fun. People like to see bloopers. So they're fun to put in at the end of your video, or if you want to make a separate little outtake reel, that's fine too.
Yes. If Teal and I had the time and the bandwidth, we would probably have made outtake reels for most of our Let's Plays.
Right.
Because there were some moments where we derped super hard. Okay.
But yeah.
Yeah.
You can also do things such as you can insert helpful or humorous overlays, clips, animations, voiceovers, etc. All that is fine as long as these things add to your critical or your entertainment value.
Exactly. The slimes that pop up during our live stream are a perfect example. That's our calls to action, which, by the way, if you want to have people notice you, have a call to action. That thing I say at the end of every one of our videos, if you like what you saw, like the smack down the like button below, that's a call to action. The slimes that pop up, those are calls to action. Again, this is not how to grow your YouTube channel. That's just the engagement you need so that people will go, hey, this guy's a great Let's Player. Let's watch him.
Right.
Hey, this guy's a great Let's Player. Let's send our game to him.
Even better.
Yeah, if you want to help people, they have to know that you're there. That kind of stuff is wonderful. She's on Booba Hotep. Good God.
We see you, Boo Boo Hotep.
We see you. We acknowledge you. All right.
Moving on.
Moving on.
Okay. This is the fun part here.
Yes.
This is recommended hardware and software
By Studio Blue.
By Studio Blue for all of us who are on a budget.
Yes. Please understand.
All of us who are not Drifty and T.
Because
I am saying that because I know Drifty is watching right now.
And his audio setup, which actually is hilarious. We asked him once on one of his stream about his audio setup.
Oh, it's God tier.
Oh, it is so God tier.
I dream about a setup like that.
Seriously.
But what we have is bubblegum and spit. So
we honestly do. With a little bit of duct tape for good measure.
Yeah.
But for those of you who are on a budget,
yes,
there's some stuff you can use that's either low cost or free, and it is just as good.
So microphones, Blue Yeti, Elgato Wave, Rodin T.
All of them are very good. They're all condenser mics. You're going to need a pop filter for every single one of them. Which
that's what we have. We have a Blue Yetis.
Yep, and they're blue, by the way.
Yes, they are. They're blue with the pop filter.
Good pop filter for each one. To stop when we go pop, 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 pop.
Yes. Okay, next is headphones.
Yep.
You can get good, low cost but not low quality.
Right.
Headphones from Bose, Logitech, and Sony. You absolutely want to have USB connection, not wireless.
Yeah, wireless is good for telecommunications, chatting with your friends, playing Overwatch. It's not good for doing a video where you have to have real-time feedback from the game.
Right.
USB, please.
You need your recording software. We have OBS Studio, or you have OBS Streamlabs.
Right. So, Toasty mentioned OBS. OBS Studio, which is I'm assuming what you use, is the lighter weight, less streamy version than OBS Streamlabs. We use OBS Streamlabs.
So we have OBS Streamlabs. Sorry.
Both are fantastic. Yeah. Our old Let's Plays from when we did our RPG Maker LPs, those were all done on OBS Studio. Either one is fine. They're both fantastic. Toasty says, don't have metal touch glass. Yeah, put a blanket on your desk to improve audio. Dampeners are so huge. If we ever do anything, oh my gosh. We had that horrible echo forever because we had no noise gates on our mic.
Right.
And no dampening. Now that we have dampeners, the next phase is for us to build a sound booth for the director, where I'm currently sitting, and then we'll have crystal clear quality.
It'll be magic.
Magic. Really, Tom? Where's the background music from? If he says it's like from some dirty old movie. Angels with Filthy Souls.
Angels, Filthy Soul.
Bonus points if you know that's from. All right.
Okay. Video editing software. That's a must.
Yes.
We recommend Blackmagic's DaVinci Resolve.
So, it is Stream Beats. Okay. Oh, cool. It's good stuff. So bonus points to Toasty that bonus slime point, because he mentioned Blackmagic DaVinci Resolve earlier.
Yes, he did.
There's a pro version of it, Blackmagic Studio, or DaVinci Resolve Studio, which is amazing. It is amazing. But the free version is perfect for a YouTuber.
Yeah.
And you can get it for free. It is, I think it's version 15. It's so very good. 15 or 16. And it's easy to learn. And if you're used to Sony Vegas, Sony Vegas, Adobe Premiere, or Final Cut Pro, it can emulate the UIs for those three. So you can just jump right in.
Very easy to work with.
And the rendering is stupid fast if you have a GPU.
All right, for the graphics editing software, recommend either Photoshop or GIMP.
Now, for those of you who are on a budget, i.e. have no money, GIMP comes with a learning curve, but it's highly functional. Photoshop you can usually get for about $10 a month. Actually, I think we have the lower version, where we just have that in like Lighthouse or Lightroom. And if you're a student, you can get it really, 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 really cheap.
Yes, you can.
So yeah, Photoshop is how I do all the artwork for Studio Blue. So the avatars that Archeia made for us, the slimes, everything you see, including the UI of the stream, was made in Photoshop. Yeah, and a lot you can get from Humble. Absolutely, Gryphon. Watch Humble Bundle all the time. Is where you get the good stuff.
Yeah, it is. And then lastly, your sound edit software. We do recommend Audacity.
Right. Now, I want to preface this. If you can afford it, Adobe Audition, but that's an extra cost. Audacity for freeware is still amazing. And GIMP is good.
Yeah, GIMP is good.
GIMP is good. All right.
So that's... if y'all have any further questions about that, let us know. Yeah,
let us know. Also, if you're doing multiple feeds like what Teal and I do, Voice Meter Banana. There are two versions of Voice Meter out there. You want Banana.
Yes, please.
You want the Banana. There's no way I can recover from that. All right. So, shall we move on?
Yes, let's move on. All right. Now, this is where we open up the floor to questions.
Yep.
Questions, comments. No cheap shots.
No cheap shots.
And it's overall general discussion.
Right. If at this point you also feel that you have a different point of view, feel free to disagree with us, please. Make sure that, of course, when you disagree, you present your disagreement in triplicate form. No. Say what you think it should be done instead. In other words, don't just say, I disagree. Say, I disagree, and here's what I think you should do. Or, if you want to add to anything that we do, please go ahead. If you want to share your own experiences, I'm looking specifically at streamers like Tom, and streamers/YouTubers like Drifty, or YouTubers like Toasty, or anyone else who's lurking. What do you think? Because we want to help everyone, and we want you guys to be able to help everyone. And this monster is not flat, even though it was sitting out all day. I have won the lottery.
I'd love to have a teacup.
That's weird. Isn't he cute? Mm-hmm. He's very cute. He's enjoying his cup of Yorkshire tea.
Love it. It is Yorkshire tea, by the way.
It's very tasty. Hey, human. So Philip says, I just want to add that I love how you guys took notes and then did a more detailed explanation at the end of the video. Thank you. Thank you very much, Philip. That is one of the things that is why we stopped doing the RPG Maker Let's Plays / game critiques. Actually, all of them, even for Smile and Unity and all of them, was because it was about, I would say, 6 to 8 hours, 9 hours per video.
It was, yeah.
Including editing. It just got way too much.
Yeah. So that's why we had to stop.
Yeah. Do it good, says Tom.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
I actually like catching Tom's streams when I can. He usually does, I think, Torchlight, I think is the game. It's one of the older games. Fantastic old school Let's Plays. So Human and Toasty says something.
So Toasty has, he is not edited for first impression videos. He's done both, got mixed responses. Okay. Generally, many people prefer the unedited style.
I have to agree with you.
Yeah.
When we made this particular presentation, we debated about whether to mention editing. The reason we mentioned it is because of the experience we have that on average, dead time means people pull away. Now, you're right, Toasty. There are times when unedited or raw, as it were, can be more entertaining. But if you're finding that you're going back and forth a lot, spending a lot of time in inventory, you get lost in a way that's no longer funny. Those are the kind of things where you might want to consider editing those. We, as a blanket statement, Teal and I, say you should edit everything. But you build a good case, and yes, on a case-by-case basis, we could say go with unedited on those circumstances. Human brings up...
Well, let me just also point out that light editing would be okay.
Yeah.
Keep that raw, unfiltered feeling, but edit out long dead time and just time-wasting activities like inventory management, which is what I'm guilty of.
Right.
A lot. Anyway, Human has a question.
Yeah, Human says, can you speak to the difference between live streaming games and recorded YouTube albums? Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Because we've done both. Now, this particular presentation is legitimate, all about the offline, recorded, edited, uploaded. We will do a different creator classroom specifically about live streaming. The reason we chose not to do it was we didn't know how long this presentation and discussion would be, and it's about another hour and a half. So we'll do another one of these in the future just about that. But there's a huge difference. When you are doing live streaming, you are engaging with your audience and potentially the developer right then and there. They can say, hey, wait a minute, this wasn't supposed to happen. Or you could ask the developer, hey, okay, so I just ran across this bug right here while we're playing, and you're watching me, and what's the whole point of that? And the developer can go, oh shit, that was unintentional, or oh shit, that didn't come across properly. Or if you get completely lost or turned around, the developer can offer you a hint, and then you can say, okay, well, thank you, I can continue going, please make sure you fix that because I shouldn't need you over my shoulder. That kind of thing.
Right.
That's how live streaming helps. The downside is you can have dead time, you can have board time. You can have the hallway scene in Dragon Quest XI, as Bubba Hotep is pointing out. You can have Fun Size Forge. You can have Weapon Core for 30 minutes. You can have all the other crazy stuff that's happened on our streams.
Yeah.
So that's the negative, should I say, the downside.
That's downside.
The upside to offline recordings, or you don't have any of that, but you miss that engagement, which can be key. This is the big reason why Teal and I switched over to live streaming as our main source of engagement, is because of the live engagement.
Yeah.
We love it. Yorkshire asks a very good question. The answer is yes.
Yes, we do.
Yes.
Yeah. Simply because I've taken voice lessons before.
Right.
And it's always you have to warm up your voice like you warm up your muscles stretching before you exercise.
100%.
Because otherwise you risk straining your voice or your vocal cords.
And the magic of condensers, compressors, expanders, limiters, noise gates, and EQ can only do so much to hide a voice that has just... I mean, when your voice is all messed up, you sound like horror.
Yep, you do.
Which is why we do breathing exercises prior to recording or going live. Do the diaphragm breathing. When we are streaming and or recording, we are speaking from the diaphragm. We always keep some water nearby, but we also do those stretches ahead of time. Get those vocal cords stretched. And there's tons that you can do out there. We have a friend who's a professional wrestler, and he has a little tape that he plays that has tones, and he matches his voice to the tones for about 10 minutes. It's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, it is good.
Okay,
yeah.
so Torchlight. Okay, give up on Torchlight. All right, buddy. All right.
Yeah, gave up on hardcore.
Hardcore, my bad. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so Gryphon says, it can be fun to be lost with you in a stream, but I wouldn't want to suffer through it on a recorded video.
That's true.
Thank you, Gryphon.
Yeah.
That's the reasoning.
100%.
On a stream, we can engage you guys like while Teal is lost or doing Funforge, or Teal can engage with you guys while I'm doing weapon chords.
Right.
It is one of the bonuses to having two people, by the way. But it's not something we can do on a recording. It's not as fun.
You don't want to have that stuff on a recorded video.
Right. Okay, Toasty asked a fantastic question. Should thumbnails be the game's title screen or a moment from the game? I have difficulty deciding sometimes. It actually depends. I don't think it should be either anymore, especially if you want to do... Now, again, I'm still learning what it takes to be a good YouTuber, and there's so much information. But your thumbnail should be a customized thing that grabs the attention. So for you, Toasty, have your avatar, your Toast Boy. Have your Toast Boy and have either a moment from... And have that Toast Boy take up a lot of real estate. Then have a moment from the game or something related to the game that, you know, is kind of zoomed in and shows either some action. So maybe it's like a character slapping another character, or like something really humorous that happens and you go, this bug's for you. I mean, just whatever. Instead of just having your title screen. We got more engagement from our thumbnails when we stopped just having Steel and Teal just sitting there on either side of the title screen.
Right.
You know, when we would do extra stuff. For vocal warm-ups, Toasty usually goes into coughs into a sink.
For 10 minutes, hack out a few lungs, then hop into a vid.
Hey man, whatever works, right?
But hey, if that works for you, go for it.
Human says, do you need to be sentient food like toast or pudding to be a successful LPer?
No, because Steel and Teal, we are not food.
No.
That would be called cannibalism.
And that is frowned upon in most societies.
So no, you don't have to be a sentient food to be successful as an LPer.
However,
you can be wood. Mm-hmm. Wood is okay.
Yeah. Just don't be wooden.
Yes.
Okay. Booba Hotep says, downside to me streaming or speaking of videos every time people will hear me cough. Well, stop smoking. I'm just picking on you. I have no idea why. If it's allergies like me, Booba Hotep, I feel you, buddy, because legit, when I start coughing, it's the end of the world. I do not stop. Yorkshire says, good to know. Thanks for the answer. I'm glad to hear y'all enjoy your cup of tea.
We love our tea.
We love our tea.
I just want to say that I actually do like Yorkshire pudding. I don't really get it too much here in the state, but I do enjoy good Yorkshire pudding.
For a moment, I'm sure Yorkshire was sitting there on stream going, Teal likes me, Teal, oh. Which, of course, is infinitely funny. Inanimate objects is the way to go. Absolutely. Oh, yeah, no, I'm messing with you, Booba Hotep. I have had asthma since I was born, and I've had allergies since I moved here to Texas. Trust me, I get you, man.
Yeah, almost before every stream, Steel goes through a coughing fit.
Yes.
It's quite epic.
It's a ritual.
Mm-hmm.
And it's to get all that mucus moving and stuff. Like I'm gonna cough right now. So, Human says, is it a practice skill to actually be able to play and talk at the same time, or do you find it natural? I'd say that we got better at it.
For me, it's a practice skill.
Yeah.
Because in the beginning, I didn't want to talk while I was playing.
Right.
And I've learned to talk and engage as I play. For me, it's a practice skill.
Yes. I'd have to say similar, a little more natural for me because I come from a background of playing Super Nintendo with my friends sitting either right next to me or on the phone until 4 o'clock in the morning during high school, and that dates the hell out of me. So I'm kind of used to playing and talking at the same time. However, when doing it in a critical standpoint, like we do with Studio Blue, yeah, I had to practice at that as well because, I mean, look at our earlier video. I would go off on ridiculous tangents and realize, wait a minute, I'm recording. Someone's going to watch this later.
And I would just get silent.
Yeah.
I'd just be playing and get silent. You hear me mutter every once in a while.
Yeah. Heck, our earlier live streams of Dragon Quest XI, even that you can watch how Teal's gotten so much better.
Yeah.
So it's practiced. Absolutely practiced, Human. Does that mean that you can't start off with a talent? Yes. But is that the only thing that's going to get you through it? No, not at all.
And thank you for coming by, Toasty.
Oh, yeah, Toasty.
Yeah,
you're the
he's
man.
gotta go.
Can't wait to see your next video, bud.
Yeah. Thank you for showing up.
Yes.
Yeah, feels old.
And yet. And Tom says, whenever I play by myself, I tend to start talking to myself. I even go on rants.
Yeah, me too, Tom.
Yeah.
Especially when something pisses me off, I just go on a big old rant.
The funniest thing you will ever do is either watch Teal play Fallout 4.
Oh, God.
An actual quest, not doing settlement building, which is like half her runtime. Or watching me play Skyrim. When I play Skyrim, my character has... the Dovahkiin I've made has the best and worst of luck. And there are times that, like, you know what? I don't need my companions. I'm going to go out and just whoop some butt on my own. And I come back later just being flung into town by a dragon.
Yeah.
And I will scream at... because I have the difficulty ramped up, of course. And I'll just be like, just bitching out my computer. So, yes. Teal and I talk at our games... rant at our games, argue with our games, and lose those arguments on a regular
I've
basis.
lost to Fallout 4 a few times.
The best ever, of course, was the Pimstitute. That was God tier.
I was crying.
Truly
It was
God
so
tier.
bad. I just nobody told me. Nobody told me that I was downloading something from Lover's Lab. Oh my God!
And that was, ladies and gentlemen, Teal's first and only time playing an adult mod.
Nope.
And it was freaking hilarious.
I'm never doing that again.
Ever. Oh, Tom, you don't even know. You don't even know. When my wife called me into her office, pointed at her monitor, and you can imagine an anime character, look at her anime avatar, big, huge eyes, tiny pupils, no expression on the face, and just pointing at her monitor, where Dr. Zimmer of the Institute is watching a stripper naked doing push-ups.
And he's dressed as
he's dressed as the pimp from I'm Gonna Get You Sucker.
Yeah, he is. And then, oh my God! And then I warped to the Institute, and there were stripper poles in the middle of the quad. Scientists and synth were sitting around watching the strippers as they're gyrating and moving. And I swear to God, my companion X688 hit the jet like 8 times.
And there's Teal going, I don't know. I mean, just this sound.
It was bad.
And I was like, okay. Let me see what you have installed. Click. Yeah, that's from Lover's Lab. Oh.
We went off on a long tangent.
Oh, we did.
We just broke our
own agreement.
We did. We broke it.
Okay, next question, somebody, please.
Next question, so that we can redeem ourselves.
Keep this on track, please. Because we're going to try to go to about the 2-hour mark. Actually, that is a question for people who are currently watching while you all are coming up with whatever next question or point you want to discuss. Do you guys want to see us do the companion to this, where it's this particular logic for live streamers? Do you all want to see us do a live stream version of this? And would you like us to bring on maybe another live streamer as a guest star, as a guest speaker, because someone mentioned that on our chat? Yes, please.
Okay.
Yes, please. Yeah, I think we can do that. I think we can absolutely do one of these, and we can get another streamer on here to kind of chat with and kind of go back and forth. Cool. Yeah, if you guys want to see it, if you feel that it will not only entertain you, but add critical value. No, I hate the idea. Okay, great. Can't do it now. Gryphon don't like it. This is a bad idea. Oh God, that was a good one.
Let's see. Human says, are there any particularly memorable LP vids you made or watched, and what made it so memorable?
Oh God, Gryphon, live streaming is dumb. Says the guy on the live stream. Great. Please troll us more. Okay, anyway. Yes, there are. You want to go first? You want me to go first, babe?
You go first.
Okay.
Because I know one.
Rise of the Rune Lord by Will Black, Jeff. Shadow Star by Galleon. Shooty and the Catfish.
Yeah, Shooty and the Catfish.
Shooty and the Catfish. This is going to sound so trite. The original Sayaka. I loved that.
Yeah, Sayaka.
Sayaka. And I'm going to think of one more, but I also got to think of why those made memorable. If you want to go ahead and say anything, honey.
Okay. So, yeah, in addition to your list, there was a game. I can't remember the name of it. Just shoot me now. But it was a beautiful short drama from Barry B.
Lily Renewal.
Yeah.
The one that made us cry.
I cried.
Yeah.
And it was so beautiful. Never forgotten that game.
That one and the QTE game about the two dancers.
Yes.
The circus performer dancers.
The circus performers, yes.
That was beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
So let me go down the list a little bit, and we'll probably have others pop up. So Sayaka, obviously, because it was our first. You never forget your first time.
Yeah, that's right.
Also because it's one of the few horror-style games that we've ever played that was genuinely creepy.
In a very good way.
It really was.
Yeah.
It really was. We've done other horror since then, but that one kind of stood out to us. Shadow Star was beautiful. We had issues with the characters, but Galleon, I'm sure, has fixed that since then. He's a very good developer. But it was visually stunning.
Yeah.
And it just kind of caught us to the mythology of the world and how beauty the mythology of the world was. I believe so, Human. Lily Renewal was a puzzle game that was made for our first game jam.
Yes.
Our 100 subscriber game jam. And it was very good. It was a good little puzzle game. It had its glitches because it's a game jam game. But the story took a turn that brought tears to Teal and I's eyes. The first game and the only game we've ever played for RPG Maker that's made us cry. That isn't like To the Moon. Okay? That game was very good. Rise of the Rune Lords was a lot of fun. You could definitely tell it was Jeff's first game, but it had that I think that's what's it called? Not Planewalker. It's that D&D offshoot everybody plays. Shoot myself because I can't remember it, but it was based off of that. It was based off of that IP, and it was really good. It was also good because since Jeff is a good writer, it was neat to see that come up. Oh, speaking of writing, Sorbetta, Bravely in Debt.
Yes.
Yeah, Pathfinder, that's what it was. Sorbetta, Bravely in Debt.
I like that.
That is one of our favorite comedy games ever, made by Hawk Zombie. In fact, what made it so funny is one of its greatest, unfortunately, critical flaws is that it's filled with in-jokes to the RPG Maker community. And that's brilliant if you're a part of that community. And we loved it. We also found Sorbetta, the character, to be insanely funny, and it included Teal's favorite villainess.
Yes. Shaberta!
Yes, so that one was very memorable because of the in-joke.
Yeah.
Shooty and the Catfish was unique. It was just very unique, very well done. We ran out of time, like we hit the 2-hour mark. Okay, we got to end this video. But the game itself was tons of fun. We actually went back and continued playing it.
Yeah, we did.
It was a lot of fun. I know whatever it was called, the one where you're the two dancers. It's basically a QTE game.
Yes, that was very good too.
Yes, the visual novel. What was really good was that the writing on that one was surprisingly good, considering that all the emails I had with that developer were 1 or 2 sentences. So I had no idea this guy could write, and his writing was amazing.
I remember it had a beautiful story.
Beautiful story. It was very beautiful. Kind of sad, yet at the same time sweet.
Yeah.
Which was the same thing with Barry's game. I'm trying to think of other ones off the top of our head that really stood out. There was one that was like a Five Nights at Freddy style game in a haunted house. That was just neat because we hadn't touched that one since then.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
Any game by JR was memorable, not necessarily for completionism, but because each game was unique.
Yeah.
We've often called him the Ed Wood of RPG Maker because every single one of his games has a gimmick. He's had a game that required 3D glasses. He's had a game that was basically Fatal Frame. He's had a game that was Sonic the Hedgehog meets Tales of Symphonia. He's had a game that I don't even know anymore. I mean, the guy his games are unique. That's Changelink is what he's also known as.
Yes.
Oh, what were some other ones? Gosh, this is turning into a Studio Blue memory stream. That's pretty cool.
I think you've said enough.
Now there's one or two RPG Maker games we haven't played that, since we don't do LPs anymore, we're not going to, but we want to look at them offline. One of them is Trailblazer.
Yes, Trailblazer.
We definitely want to look at Trailblazer, and there's another one, and the name currently escapes me. I apologize. The person's probably going to go, "Oh, I didn't bring him up." Well, that's because I forgot it. Is there any other questions? And yes, it was Pathfinder that Rise of the Rune Lords was based on, and it was very well done. Oh, Amnaram's Legacy by Rythane.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
That was one of our favorites to watch how it improved. The first time we played it, it was okay. The second time, after Rythane gave it a revisionist coat of paint, holy shit.
That's good.
We backed that game completely. There's probably others that we're forgetting, and our apologies to any one of you if we've played your game and did mention it, because honestly, every game left some kind of an impression.
Even Gimpy the Wonder Samurai and Ninja Squirrels.
That was amazing. That was transcendent. I've never been trolled by a game developer before. I will never forget that.
Yes. Going back to character voice, what's your take on different accents? Is it a bad idea to actually type out dialogue to force players to read, say, a southern accent sample?
Yeah, I see what you mean. I would type the words your character speaks. We've always said this. Okay, first off, avoid asterisks. I don't know how that became the normal thing, but don't have asterisk nods, asterisks. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Please don't. There are so many other ways to convey that someone did something, including someone reacting verbally. Why are you nodding? As opposed to nod. Write what the character says. The player should be able to fill in the blank. So if you have someone talking in a Cockney accent, he's going to use a bit of a little things like that. You know, a bit of the all. A bit of the all is a Cockney way of saying something. There you go. A bit of the all automatically makes me think of a Cockney accent. Yeah, another jolly good question. Exactly. Just by saying that. Another jolly good question. Now we can go and get ourselves a pint at the pub. And I'm going right back in the Cockney accent because that's where I'm at right now. Yes. So, in general, write the words the character says. Use an apostrophe if they're cutting the word off. So, ol is O-L apostrophe, which is someone too lazy to use the word D. You know, the letter D in the word old, which automatically makes you think of an accent.
Right.
If you're going to have someone talk, Even for Eternitia is an amazing game by Aaron, and he has a Irish style, Scottish style character, and that character's accent is only in the word choice that Aaron used. It's so good. So I hope that answers your question, Phil. I'm going to tangent right and left because my sign is my cosine.
Yes.
Womp, womp, womp. Anyway, you go ahead and add something. I need a drink.
I have nothing to add.
Teal has nothing to say.
You stomped that point pretty good.
I did. Now we do have oh, here we go. I was going to ask something about accents, and you don't have to answer this question if you don't want to, but do you think it's okay to do ethnic Yorkshire? It's just ethnic. If you're doing it in a way that mocks it or makes fun of it, no.
No.
If you're doing it in a way that legitimately adds credence to the character, yeah, it's okay. I mean, would I do it in a way that is over the top? No. But I guess a little more PC than some feel too. But I mean, if your character that you're writing speaks a certain way, and that character's written words, their dialogue, makes a certain accent come out of the LPer's mouth, that's okay. I don't think at that point you're crossing the line into inappropriate. But if you go over beyond that to where it's insulting, then that's a different story.
Yeah.
Everything is a case by case. Don't ever make blanket statements, says the person who just made a blanket statement.
By Jove, you're right.
By Jove. It's not Joe. Isn't it Jove?
It's Jove.
It's Jove. It's Jove.
Jove. Jove.
By Jove, you're right. And we love doing accents, by the way. Whenever we play our tabletop games, especially the Rosenheart,
Yeah.
and Shadow Hearts too, we go accent insane. Gil and I do.
It's a lot of fun.
Yes. And we have everything from like people talking in the most ridiculous French accents that sound like there's a marquis just there, to like, I mean, just crazy. Oh God! Thank you, Padre. Winter's End. That was another. Actually, all the Game Jam games were amazing. Fuck.
Winter's End.
All were good. Even Gimpy the Wonder Squirrel, just for a different way. Oh, my Norse accent in Winter's End. Oh my God. I have to rewatch that video because it's been a while. But I do talk about the silver. And that's not the Norse accent.
Yeah.
Because I can't do it. I'm thinking of Rab. I'm thinking of Rab from...
Yeah, you are.
Yeah. LOL, thanks. I came across a Mexican in the Trailblazer game. Not sure if I do. Yes. As long as what you're doing, Yorkshire, is in keeping with the character and not trying to make a joke out of it or typecast it, I'd say you're fine. Are you going to run into somebody who's going to get offended? The world is full of people who are looking for reasons to get offended. Bloody good accent. Stop it. Stop it. I'm getting trolled by Bubba Hotep, aren't I?
Yeah. Bubba Hotep decided to troll you.
Yeah. Needs to get a troll slime. Oh, I'm going to go watch Winter's End when this is over. Do the Norse accent.
Yes.
Oh God. Any other questions, please? Get my mind off my shame. Gonna hit that 2-hour mark. I don't want to start singing. It's not Friday yet.
Please do not sing yet.
They gotta pull their points together on Friday night.
Oh.
Miaca's already said she's gonna do it. She's trolling me.
That has nothing to do with
The price of tea.
Yeah.
In Yorkshire.
Yeah.
By the way, if anyone here is an LPer, please, you have our permission. Post a link to your channel.
Yes. So we can promote it.
Tom, that's Friday. If y'all pull up enough slime points, and there's a particular song from a particular movie that Miaca and others are asking me to sing. But I shall say nothing else until our Friday night AMA.
Yeah, that's for Friday.
So you gotta come in. You gotta do it. Trolling with an accent, good sir. Is it just me, or Boba Hotep's Slimes of Culture coming across as words, not icons?
They're coming across words, not icons. I mean, all I'm seeing is Studio 54 Slime of Culture.
Yeah,
I'm not seeing the actual picture.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on, Boba Hotep. Let me see if I can do a thing. If I can do a thing. Oh, there we go. Yeah. I'm just going to do them all, including the Sliminary. Yeah, see, there's all my guys.
I think Gryphon did it right.
Their pictures on my end. Are you doing it on your phone, Bubba Hotep? Good. Oh, okay. Tom's got it. Okay. So yes, slime points are the little things down at the bottom. Yes, Padre. As you watch our channel, you get points, and you can cash in those points to do things like highlight a message for us, make us read something out loud. Obviously, nothing crude. Have us tweet something. I think it was Tom. I think had us actually tweet about his channel, which is fantastic.
Yes.
If you click on the little picture of the slime looking into the treasure box, you can see the different things. The highest level one is during our Friday AMAs, you can temporarily take control of the stream by having us watch something. In this case, they want me to sing something from a certain show. No one's ever done the Truth or Dare or the Give Me a Shout Out yet, I say.
Not yet.
Yet. Yep. So that's what they are, Padre. They're just a way to do viewer engagement, which when we do the live stream version of this, we're going to have to talk about all that. Because as much as important as the engagement is in a offline like YouTube, engagement during a live stream is vital.
Yeah, it is.
It is the most important thing that you will ever do. So yes, someone tossed out another couple of questions. We got a few more minutes. And no, this is not gonna turn into a random AMA. forgive for this. Oh, you're very welcome, Padre.
Well,
I need to get into doing more Unreal stuff again. We kind of took a break with your surgery.
yeah,
Which, by the way, your surgery's going good, right?
it's going well. I had my appointment this morning.
Yeah.
To check on it.
There you go. We have a follow-up, but everything is going good.
Yeah, it is.
Teal's recovering just fine.
Yep.
She has a cute smile.
I do.
Yeah.
I have teeth.
Teeth. Teeth.
Teeth.
Good to hear that things are good.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, we have 11 people. Is she coming across well? How's her enunciation and her pronunciation and her voice? Does it sound like she has socks in her mouth?
That's what I feel like I sound like. I have socks in my mouth.
Ah, no, baby.
But I'm just probably being hypercritical.
Probably. It's good to get feedback, though, from your audience.
Yeah.
It really is.
Well, I'm glad they adjusted the bottom one because I wasn't able to put it in my mouth last week.
I know. No, baby.
But it's better now.
You do sound like you're in a lot less pain, and you're making those sounds you make when you were hurting.
Yeah.
You're making those far less now, so that's good. Anyway, while we wait for feedback.
I think that's probably it. I don't think we were getting more questions. I think we answered pretty much all the questions that people had. So.
We got about 5 more minutes to burn. So we can talk about whatever. This Wednesday is going to be our critical play of Dragon Quest XI, which is going amazingly.
I promise to only get lost once.
And then we're going to also, on Thursday, we have a critical play of Final Fantasy VII Remake. I am going to play the game a little bit more, guys, off camera, just to kind of build up and to kind of get an idea of all the things I need to do on camera, because apparently this is the part of the game where they open up everything, including second tier limit breaks, more summons, all kinds of crap. And some of it you can't even really get your first run of the game. So I'm going to gather sort of an index of what I can and cannot do and spend this Thursday trying to finish off the side quests so that the following Thursday we can get to the end.
Oh, yeah.
That's the idea. I don't want to continue this too much long. That's if that's even an option. I really don't know how much longer, how much more game time I have. Okay, Gryphon says, very occasionally is a cotton sound, but overall it's very good.
Thank you for the feedback, Gryphon. I appreciate it.
And I've noticed a little thing here, Teal. When you first start talking with your teeth in,
yeah,
there's a bit of a thing. But then as you talk more and more, you get better. And that time between when you first start talking and have a bit of a cotton mouth to when you don't is shortening more and more.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Gryphon wants Horizon Zero Dawn.
Oh, yeah.
But we know, Gryphon, we may have to.
We may have to do that.
We have. I'm definitely tempted. Oh yeah, see, that Padre wants it too.
It's a good one.
You know, I mean, I'm not against the idea at all.
No.
I have had the game for a long time. I really do want to play it. The one game that I was going to play instead of it, I've decided not to live stream. So, yeah, it may be a thing. So we will absolutely have to make that decision beforehand, because I think when we get to the end of FF7 Remake, I'd like to announce then what the following game would be.
Yes, we need to have that already lined up.
Also, and the supporters, so the people who are Patreon and Twitch subscribers on our Discord channel will know, this weekend I finished the script for the review video of Edge of Eternity. It's a little under 4,000 words, so it's about 6 and some change page. I'm going to be in the process of recording it now that I've got my audio figured out and putting it together. We have a person who's going to help us edit it, and then we are going to pop that out, and that is going to be a normal thing for us. When we finish a game on Critical Play, whether we finish the game in its entirety or we go, hey, enough is enough, we will do a review video. I do this one by myself because I played the game by myself. All the other ones Teal and I will do together. And we will rate categories 1 to 5 slimes. And then give a final rating and final advice.
Yes.
And
so that's something to look forward to. So
that, also in July, we're going to start doing short form videos. We finally figured out how to do the virtual avatars. Finally. Now, Keep in mind our virtual avatars are going to be offline recorded short form videos only. You're not going to see them up in that little current player box until we get a little bit more imaginative.
Yeah.
There's a couple things we have to do. And as a matter of fact, we actually want to be pinging one of our community members for some tidbits on how to make that work. It will happen though. Eventually you will see an animated steel and an animated teal up there. That is going to happen. It's just that's a little further on down the line. And I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
You know, we're making a lot of changes, and it's because of you guys' support. And I don't just mean donos and financial support. I mean emotional support. You know, the love that you guys have been giving us, the encouragement. You know, we started doing this as a change of pace in January, and we're kicking full-fledged, and it's nearly July, and that's because you guys, on a whole, have just been freaking god tier amazing. We
so
have
much positive energy.
so much so. We have the best community, and we love you guys. And it is about time. So,
okay.
At this time, as I cough one more time, just to get that last bit out before we end it for the evening. Oh. All right, Bubba Hotep. We'll say it.
Let's see it. Okay, ready?
Yep.
1, 2, 3. Tomorrow we'll be doing a critical play of Nier Automata.
There you go. Let's call it.
Okay.
This has been a lot of fun and very informative. Thank you so much, Teal. Teal did the majority of the research on this one because she is the goddess of research.
Thank you.
So, to all you YouTubers out there, please remember, there's no one right or wrong way to do things. Just follow your heart, but also be professional, right?
Be professional.
Be professional. We love you guys. If you like what you saw, lay the smack down that like button below, subscribe to our channel, consider supporting us on Patreon, connect with us on Facebook, Twitter, Discord. See you in the next video.
See you next time.
Oh, you make me wanna talk back to you. Say it like that. If I hate you, then find someone new.